wait a second. I'm
guys.
in LA and I'm not happy.
LA
you happy?
people are happy, Skip. Most people woke up very happy, including Shannon over there. Look at that.
What?
Congratulations to the Los Angeles Rams. I give it up to them, but they were very, very lucky. Very lucky. You were lucky you didn't bet me because I needed the 4 points. And guess who covered in this game? You would have lost many cases of Diet Dew to me. And by the way, your best friend, the Rambassador, Eric Dickerson, lost $500 to me. Thank you very much, sir.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself taking that man. He was vulnerable. You knew he's bet with his heart.
I've never been ashamed of taking all those cases off you, have I?
You sure haven't.
No.
Oh, boy. Yeah, Eric, unfortunately.
Hi, little Skip. You like this? You want me to get you one? You want a Cooper Kupp jersey? I get you a Cooper Kupp.
Next question.
I kind of like this look, Shannon.
See, now, if it was on Tom Brady, you'd come out here pimping with Tom Brady. Remember last Super Bowl?
No, I don't.
I
I don't remember anything about it. That was many years ago.
The Rams' defensive line took the game over in the second half. I don't know if people understand this, Skip. And Joe Burrow, last 22 dropbacks, he got sacked 7 times. He had sacked 7 times, 8 tackles for loss. They took the game over, and they needed to take the game over. First play out of the second half, Skip, 75-yard touchdowns. Matthew Stafford comes back, Skowanski. Skip, you got to run through that. Everybody knows over the middle of the field, you got to run through because if you pop it up, somebody's going to be right there to catch it. And this game was teetering. It was about to get out of hand. And number 99 says, no way, no how are you getting this ball into the end zone. They settled for 3, and that was the end of it. After they got that 3 points, they had 50 total yards the remainder of the game. Aaron Donald, Von Miller said, no way, no how are you getting anything else. And then Matthew Stafford got it going. I thought Matthew Stafford played well. I thought he forced one ball, that interception into the end zone, Skip. But I think the thing is, at the end of the day, we got to give Matthew Stafford some credit, Skip. To what they did, they took apart the Arizona Cardinals, a division rival. And then he goes to Tampa and he does what he did to Tom Brady. And then down in the fourth quarter by 10 points to Jimmy G. Boom. Okay, even if you concede, say, well, Shannon, come on, Jimmy G, okay, I'm going to give you that. They were down in the fourth quarter to Tom Brady, too. And he did a number. He came back and made throws. Odell Beckham was about to go crazy in that game. He unfortunately suffered a knee injury. We don't know the extent, but it looked bad, non-contact injury, Skip.
They're reporting that it's almost certainly an ACL.
And, Skip, the thing is that...
And by the way, unfortunately, it's the same one he already tore. Go ahead.
Same one he already tore. And you can see now, I think you watching that game, it crystallized in your mind why they signed Odell. Because outside of Cooper Kupp, they didn't have anybody that could beat man coverage. Jefferson is not quite there yet. And on that last drive, Sean McVay said, look here, man, throw the ball to him or throw it out of bounds. Hopkins stepped up, made some big plays. I don't think he caught but a couple of passes all year long. He showed big in the last drive. But I think the defense is what won this ball game, Skip, because we know what Joe Burrow and that offense can do, and the defensive line took the game over. Aaron Donald, Von Miller. Remember, Von can't do it anymore. No, Von can't do it anymore when his team doesn't have a lead and they're running the ball like he was in Denver. Now you get an offense that can put pressure. You're playing alongside another great player, some other very good players, and you see Von. Remember, he kind of looked like he did in Super Bowl 50, Skip. But that number 99, he left no doubt in your mind or anybody else's, who the preeminent player in all of football is. The Rams' defensive line took this game over. That's why they won 23-20.
I'm going to remind you first out of the box that Joe Burrow got sacked an NFL high 51 times during the regular season. Joe Burrow got sacked 19 more times in the playoffs. That means Joe Burrow got sacked 70 times this year. It's a staggering, unheard of total because no quarterback who ever got sacked 50-plus times has ever even sniffed to the Super Bowl.
Correct.
And he did, and the predictable happened because the Rams were feasting all night. And who knew? Number 50, Ernest Jones, came from nowhere because he was inactive for the first couple of games because he had an ankle injury. He's a rookie out of South Carolina. I don't know that much about him, but every time I looked up, number 50 was everywhere.
Right.
Blitzing everywhere. He was in the backfield. He had 3 hits on the quarterback.
Pass breakup on that fourth down.
And so their whole front seven, they're just everywhere. They're all over the field, coming every direction. Von Miller had 3 hits on the quarterback. Aaron Donald had 3 hits on the quarterback. Everybody had a hit on the quarterback. And meanwhile, Matt Stafford had time to drive downtown from SoFi in rush hour traffic and drive back before he had to deliver the football. So after a while, it was simply a matter of pressure versus no pressure. But I will say, a guy that I lauded and applauded all through the playoffs, Joe Burrow, Brady-esque. I said the closest thing we have left to Tom Brady was not Brady-esque last night, because the one huge difference, as I kept pointing out, was Tom Brady just gets rid of the football. Right. You're never going to sack Tom Brady 9 times at Tennessee
or 7 times
in the Super Bowl. You're just not going to do it, because he's not going to let you get to him that many times that quickly. And Joe Burrow is getting worse and worse at going a little bit deer in headlights of, I'm going to hang on, I'm going to hang on. He is all-time great at hanging on to the football, but he is all-time bad at hanging on, waiting for somebody to come open, especially all the way to the final play of the game. It's 4th and only. You only need a yard. So Tom Brady's going to come up firing because he's going to look. He'll know before the snap. Tom Brady would take one look and say, I know I got Edelman there or Amendola there, or maybe it's Mike Evans, or maybe it's Chris Godwin, or maybe it's Gronk. Somebody, he'll just look at your set and say, he's going to be open like that, and I'm going to get it to him like that. And Joe Burrow just stands until Aaron Donald or somebody's all over it.
Skip, he got impatient. If you look the way they started the game, what were they doing? Getting the ball out of his hand quick, but they were nickel and dime him. There were not the big plays. They want big plays.
They get impatient or just too patient? I don't know.
No. Because they started wanting to push the ball down the field.
I got it, because there were so many little nickel and dime downs where you got to just take it.
Thank you.
Just take it.
That's what Tom would do.
It's 4th and 1, or it's 3rd and 3. I'll get into another one. There was a 3rd and 3 play where they had a chance to just put your team away, and it got to be 3rd and 3 at the 11. I'll get to that in just a second. But the point is, he comes out hot in that final last-ditch drive, and he goes, what was it, 19 yards to 17 yards to Chase, and then 9 yards to Tyler Boyd. And I'm thinking, here they come, because they're all of a sudden, they're 1st and 10 at the Rams' 49. You're within one throw. You needed one medium range, like a 12-yard throw, to set up a 55-yard field goal. And is that little kicker hot?
Oh, he got plenty of leg. He got plenty of leg.
It's anywhere 55 to 60. So he just needed one mid-range completion, and all of a sudden, we're very possibly looking at overtime.
You're correct.
But they go, obviously, all of a sudden, it's 2nd and 1, and let's just go ahead and see. He throws 2nd and 1, I don't know, to nobody. He threw it way out of bounds. These are precious downs with seconds left. If we show, this is right at the end. I thought, Jamar's deep. No, he's not. No. And the ball was like 5 yards thrown out of bounds. What are you doing? I don't know, because this is a wasted down, because you still got 54 seconds left in the game.
Well, here's the thing, though, Skip. You say, I'm going to throw the ball. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I still got 2 downs to get 1 yard.
There's P. Ryan.
Yeah.
And that's AD. Okay, that was his best play of the game. Aaron Donald's best play, because he reached from behind and grabbed him around the waist and held on for dear life.
After he posted the old lineman.
And listen, P. Ryan's a load. He's 235.
Easy.
He might be 250 by now. But the point was, he just grabbed him around the waist and held him. And then it comes down to 4th down. And then Aaron Donald's got him around the waist, and Burrow almost pulled off a miracle play, because it was within range of P. Ryan. But
he almost pulled a Jimmy G. Jimmy G threw the guy intercepted, but he almost
well, it was close enough.
Yes.
All right. Now, for me, bottom line to this game, it turned on 2 referee calls, and if we could see the first one, it came late in the first quarter with about 28 seconds left. It's 3rd and 10 at the 11 for Joe Burrow.
Okay.
And he hits T. Higgins over the middle, I thought. And it's incomplete because Jalen Ramsey breaks it up. But Jalen Ramsey is grabbing onto T. Higgins' jersey and holding him and pulling him back. And it's one of those catapult plays where Jalen grabs his jersey and tugs hard enough to catapult himself out in front of the play. I don't know if we're going to have a close-up of this.
You need another angle. Probably need the end zone angle to see it.
He's just grabbing his jersey and holding on for dear life.
Right.
It was blatant, uncalled pass interference. I'm going to call that one because it definitely impeded the receiver.
Well, Skip, for the first 3 quarters, they let him play. At that point in time, late in the game, there was only 3 penalties called. Unsportsmanlike conduct and 2 false start penalty on the Rams.
Okay, and as great as that last drive was, 79 yards and 15 plays for Matt Stafford and company, and it was a Cooper Kupp special, because it's just Cooper Kupp or bust.
Exactly.
Play after play after play. We still get down to 3rd and goal at the 8-yard line. This comes with 1:47 left in the game. They're still trailing. And if we could see this throw over the middle to Cooper Kupp and Logan Wilson, who had played his tail off all night, he's got a hand on Cooper Kupp, but it's not a grab-hold hand. It's just he's got a hand
this
on
right here, Skip. That's what they call it.
Just a touch. Yeah. He's not impeding him. He's not holding. It's just hands play. It's just typical hand fighting near the goal line. And to me, I'm not calling that because that's just ticky-tack. And to your point, up to that point, there had been 2 penalties called in the whole football game. We're 1:47 left in the game. And it's just a touch. It's a touch. I don't think he's impeded. I think Cooper Kupp is as open as he's going to get. And Logan Wilson just blanketed him and stuck out an arm and knocked the ball down.
Right.
Logan Wilson led all tacklers with 8 unassisted. He had 9 total tackles. He had 3 tackles for losses.
Yes.
He was everywhere.
Yeah, he played well.
Okay?
He played well.
But if you take that play away, if you don't call that, if you let that go because it's let him play,
right,
all of a sudden we're looking at 4th and goal from the 8. That's hard, man.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp pull off another miracle.
That's Aaron Rodgers special.
Okay.
Remember 30?
Well, his coach just said, I give up. I
exactly.
just kick. Yeah. But I don't think they're going to take a field goal to make it 20 to 19.
You can't take a field goal.
20 to 16 at this point.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure Coach McYay's just got to say, what's my best play? And just hope that Matt and Cooper, maybe you try somebody else. I don't know. But I would like the Bengals' chances. And if you fail on that throw on 4th down, I believe the Bengals are going to win that game. That's just me. Yeah. So it comes down to one ticky-tack call. And again, if you're not going to call Jalen Ramsey grabbing on to T. Higgins late in the first quarter, why would you call that late in the game?
What are we going to do about that T. Higgins face mask on Jalen Ramsey from that 75-yard touchdown?
Well, that's interesting because the referees issued a statement after the game, if I could find it here. Mm-hmm. Here's the head referee, Ron Torbert. He says, it was a contested catch, and the crew didn't see any contact that rose to the level of pass interference. He goes on to say, our rule is that if there is a grab and twist and turn, that's enough for a foul of the face mask. Mm-hmm. If there's just a rake across the face mask, where there's not a twist or turn, even if there's a grab, there is no foul. The officials did not see any contact that rose to the level of a foul for a 15-yard face mask. So he's just saying it was a let him play, contested jump ball.
Let me ask you a question. How many times have we seen the quarterback get hit in the face? It's not a turn, it's not a tug, but they call the flag.
It's just because you hit him above the shoulders.
Okay, you hit him above the shoulders.
Okay, but he's a wide receiver.
Skip, the man turned. Did Jalen Ramsey's head not turn?
I don't think he did.
Skip.
Yeah. I didn't think it was blatant.
Skip, look at his man. So Jalen Ramsey's head didn't turn.
I don't think it's a twist and turn, like he said.
You ain't got a twist if his head turns.
You know, I thought Jalen Ramsey played the ball poorly. I was shocked because he had a long, bad game. He got hurt 3 different times by them.
He did a lot of guessing. He got to stop guessing so much.
Yeah.
The rule out on him is that at 10 yards, if you give him an out fake, he's going to bite. Mike Evans got it. Jamar Chase got him. He didn't play his best game. The best thing about this, Skip, they won the game because he would be kicking himself. He would have a very, very long offseason had they lost his game, given the way he played in this game.
Okay. Remember, I told you that the rookie they drafted out of Clemson, that Jackson Carman, he played 35 snaps to Adeniji 34 at Kansas City, and they only got sacked 1 time at Kansas City. Last night, Adeniji played every single snap. He's a complete weak link liability. Yeah. He can, I could block Aaron Donald better than Adeniji could. He just can't get his feet set. Aaron Donald just knocks him back onto his heels every single time with the initial explosion.
Right.
Once you knock him back on his heels, all bets are off. You can just pick your direction. Oh, I'm going to go right or left because he's stumbling backwards.
Right.
And Burrow's going to have little to no chance. But the point is, Burrow, it's only 3rd and 3. You have to have it set in your head before the snap. I'm going here, and it's going to be 2.5 seconds.
Well, how about this, Skip? How about call a play that doesn't require Joe Burrow to hold the ball?
I agree.
How about this?
And surely they did.
How about this, Skip? You do got Joe Mixon in the backfield.
You got
How about
Joe
running
Mixon?
the ball? Skip, you look at Joe Mixon has 15 carries for 72 yards. Why aren't you running more?
It's pretty good. Try draw play. I try something.
What do we
swing it to him?
What did we talk about, Skip? Could their offensive line hold up against the Rams defensive line. Skip, they're going to get him hurt. He got nicked, and I don't believe if it's been any other game, I'm not so sure he finishes this game.
I agree.
Because this the Super Bowl, he stays in there.
I'm starting to worry if he's going to finish his career.
Thank you.
Yes.
Skip, you can't get hit that many times. You talk about the guy got sacked 19 times in 4 playoff games. Project that out over 17 games. He will play one more season after he would not play another season. You get sacked 85, 17, 35, 8. That's 85 sacks.
You won't laugh.
No.
It's and he's not, he likes to play physically, but he's not physical.
Yeah,
we're not talking about Cam Newton, and Cam's taking his beating.
Skip, that sounds good. Oh, he loves the physicality. Quarterbacks don't like getting hit like that.
Okay. So in the end, the Bengals actually put up stats that were equal to the Rams.
Yeah,
they were
very even game.
Very even game.
Yes.
And you realize that teams came into this game, Super Bowl teams who won the turnover battle were 38-5 in Super Bowls. Well, guess who won the turnover battle?
They got 2 and gave up none.
The Bengals won it 2-0.
Yep.
And they lost. So now it's 38-6 are those teams that won the turnover battle in Super Bowls.
Skip. You can't go 3 or 14.
You can't.
1 or 3 on 4th down.
You can't. It's
just it's too much. It's too much to overcome.
While your defense hung in about as well as you could ask them to hang in, because look what they did to the Rams' running game. Not that it was vaunted, but they held them to 1.9 yards per carry. 1.9? What is it? 23 rushes for 43 yards?
Skip.
What?
Remember we talked about Sean McVay in the first Super Bowl. He got away from the run. The Patriots shut him down, and all of a sudden he throw, play into his hand. Even though he was only getting 1, I want you to think about it.
Yep.
I still want you to think that I might hand this ball off. And that was the difference. Also, Skip, red zone.
3 for 3 versus 1 of 3.
Okay.
That won't get, that's sort of the bottom line.
You win championships by scoring touchdowns, not kicking field goals.
Yep. And it goes all the way down to the winning throw from Matt Stafford to Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
And they had played fairly well on Cooper Kupp until that last drive. And then it comes down to the last play, the little fade.
Yeah, Eli Apple, he did a good job starting.
Okay, but what are you doing? Why would you just put Eli Apple? He's your weak link at cornerback to me. He always has been. He has talent, but he gives up a lot of plays.
He hasn't really fulfilled that talent.
No.
Skip, but Sean McVay did a great thing last night. He said, I know y'all want to double Cooper Kupp. Find him. He lined him up outside more than we'd ever seen him, Skip. Outside. Put him in the backfield. Put him in the slot. Make him number 2 instead of number 3. Make him number 1 instead of 2 or 3. They did a great job of forcing the Bengals defense. You want to double him? Well, find where he is then. Locate him. And then see if you can double him. They did a great job. Cooper Kupp is an outstanding route runner, Skip, and he's bigger than you think. He's like 6'1", 6'2", 210-ish.
He's 210-ish.
So that's ginormous for a slot receiver.
Yeah.
Normally those guys are Julian Edelman, Wes Welker, Cole Beasley type guys.
I can't even dismiss him as a slot receiver because he lines up everywhere, and he definitely lines up outside. They just put him all over the place because it's hard to figure him out.
They had to because they lost Odell. They did a great thing with Odell. They put Odell at the 3 and let him run a fade from the 3 position.
Well, he ran out of the slot.
Yeah. Exactly. So they did a great job. Odell was on the cusp of having a big game last night. And think about it, Skip. When he went down until they got that game-winning drive, their offense became very stagnant. They became very stagnant. But we talked about this, Skip. This was the thing. Can they hold up against that front 4? Could they? If they can hold up, they can win. Aaron Donald in the second half, that defensive line, Raheem Morris called a great game plan. He said, guys, we have got to win. Skip, if you see what they did with Aaron Donald, they moved him up and down the line. They did a lot of putting him and Von Miller on the same side. Okay, handle this. Now Leonard Floyd got hurt. So now he hurts his groin. So now how can we generate pressure? Aaron Donald, you can Skip, there's something that clicked with this man. And if you get on different levels, they did a lot of ETs and TE twists, which means the tackle in and the end tackle to do a stunt, Skip. If you get on different levels against Aaron Donald, Skip, he's going to hit a crease. He does a great job of getting skinny and getting through that crease. And you sell every time, you got to be careful with him. Skip, last night he showed you. He showed you.
against the Bengals.
No, Skip. You told me you wanted him to flat jump off your screen. He should have been in your living room. He should have been in the living room with you, Hazel, and Ernestine. Mm-hmm. You probably in somewhere else you didn't want to watch with.
Just me and Hazel.
Hold up. How you going to kick her? She like the Super Bowl, too.
There's no way she'd watch any game with me because she thinks I'm psycho, and I am.
No, it's you. Yeah. Exactly. Ain't no time she wouldn't watch. You done went in the room and closed the door.
I did.
Oh, my gosh. We are so far from done discussing this game because it felt like there was everything. So much action. Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.